Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about Fashionphile's new refresh program. It's essentially their buyback program, but I was surprised to receive 2 emails from them recently asking to buy back pretty old bags. These 2 bags I purchased from them almost a year ago, so I'm going to show you what's inside. This one here I have shown many times on my channel, so you will probably recognize her if you've been here before. By the way, if you are new to my channel and you enjoy luxury content, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and join our fun community. All right, so this one here is my vintage, it's about a 20-year-old bag, vintage Chanel classic flap in the black lambskin with the silver hardware. It is absolutely just stunning. Yes, it is aged. Okay, it is vintage and it's got the flattened quilting, but I still love it. It's got a beautiful sheen and softness to it. And the squeakiness of the chains, I know that drives some people crazy, but I actually am a very sensory oriented person and I love just the smushiness and the squishiness. So I thought it might be a good idea to talk about the Fashionphile refresh program, just what it means from a financial standpoint if you were to consider selling back some of your bags that you purchased from them. And also, since we're here looking at these bags anyway, I thought I'd give you quick close-ups on how they're doing. This one here I purchased on December 23rd of last year, so it is getting on to be about a year old. And admittedly, I have not worn this bag that much, probably because it's lambskin, and if it's raining or snowing, or I don't know, or I'm wearing a super casual outfit, or I don't want to be too flashy. So many reasons why I have not grabbed this bag, but I did recently wear this for a girls' night out and I actually really enjoyed wearing it. It's so soft to the touch. It's buttery soft. The vintage, just the aging of the leather makes it so much more supple. I love it. And the bottom is still very much nicely structured. You can see here. Oh, by the way, these are my Thanksgiving nails. I don't know when I'll be uploading this video, but it'll be right around the holidays, and I thought I'd sprinkle on some gold glitter polish on top of my existing mani just to make it a little bit more fun for Thanksgiving, since it is Thanksgiving week. But here you go. So the structure is still very much intact, as you can see. And the inside here, I had done some moisturizing and conditioning of the bag on my own. I did a video a while back. If you're interested, you can probably find it on my Chanel playlist. And here's the burgundy lining, made in France. Beautiful. There's the authenticity card. And just as a reminder, it is a 6 series. So yeah, and then here, I love it. So the offer from Fashionphile was for 70% of my purchase price. Now, without getting into too many details, just quickly, what I would lose on this bag if I were to sell it back to Fashionphile is over $1,000, slightly over $1,000, not even accounting for tax. So if we were to include tax, it would be well over $1,000. So would I sell this bag back to Fashionphile or to anyone really at this point? No, absolutely not. It is my vintage beauty, my one and only vintage from Chanel that I absolutely love and I hunted really hard for, so I will not be selling her, and certainly not selling her for a loss. Did you guys see the recent Chanel price increases? Again, obviously it's inevitable, it's all part of their business, but the Chanel classic flaps have gone up again, and so even the pre-loved versions are going to be seeing increases on the resale market. So it would really be a shame to ever really let go of a Chanel classic bag that for a loss. It doesn't make sense. I did a video talking about how they're not really true good investments compared to other financial options like stock market or real estate or what have you. But in the handbag world or in the luxe community, if you were to invest in a handbag, then the Chanel Classic Flap would be one of the better options, along with the Hermes, the most popular bags like the Birkin or the Kelly, if you can get your hands on one. And Goyard also. Goyard bags typically hold their value quite well. But unfortunately, a lot of other bags, such as from Dior or Bottega Veneta or Fendi, a lot of the really trendy ones, they do not hold their value at all. I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but since we're hitting on multiple topics, and then there are the Louis Vuitton classics that also hold their value really well, but they have to be the classics, really. So anyway, this is the other bag that I got from Fashionphile. As you can see, it is from Celine, and I got this in excellent condition, looking pretty brand new, and I saved so much money at the time. I remember when I first talked about this bag, and I did a lot of comparison videos. I compared this with the Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis. I talked about the story of how I went to the Celine store, fell in love with this bag, and then happened to find it for a fraction of the price on Fashionphile in this mint condition, so I snatched it up. This one here, Fashionphile offered to pay me 65% of my original purchase price, so 70% for the Chanel, 65% for Celine. That also should tell you that the Celine bags, no matter how classic they may be, will not hold their value as well as, for example, a Chanel Classic Flat. But you can just tell by the Fashionphile quotes that are out there and also what's listed, and the fact that there's a 5% difference already in the buyback price. So this one here, as you can see, it has the soft, smooth, I should say polished box leather. This is the medium size. I know that Celine came out with a few other smaller sizes since. It opens like so. It's got the aged brass hardware, really classic silhouette, has the Celine Paris stamped on the inside, so it's very discreet when you close it. There's really no branding. And then I love this accordion style where it opens up like so. Again, very much like the Pochette Métis, which is why I kept doing those comparisons. And it's all lambskin lined on the inside, so it is so amazingly soft. Pretty much like this. So every time you put your hand inside to get your items out, it just feels like butter here as well. And then here's the strap that is entirely removable if you wanted to. I don't know what you would do if you remove the strap. I guess you could just carry this like a clutch, but it is quite large and a little bit hefty in terms of weight. I think I weighed this in one of my previous videos too, where I weighed a lot of the bags that you all asked me to weigh, and it is heavier because it has so many layers of leather. And this is an adjustable strap as well. And some people have asked me, doesn't this bother you, these sharp corners? Are you sure you're going to keep that bag? I think you're going to get annoyed of it over time and you're going to wind up selling it and letting it go. Actually, these corners are quite sharp, and if they scrape against your skin or if they catch your hair, it's quite painful. It has maybe happened to me like once, and then I learned my lesson, maybe once or twice, but typically I just shimmy this down like so that it's all the way at the bottom of the bag, as you can see. So when I wear this on my shoulder or crossbody, it's kind of in the front of my body, and there is really no way that it will get caught on anything. My hair is long, but it's not super duper long, so it's not going to flow all the way down to this. But this is what you use to adjust the strap length, and I have it on the longer length at the moment because I've been experimenting to see if I like it to kind of hit a little lower. Typically when I wear this one, it's unlike me, but when I wear my Celine, I have it sitting higher crossbody. I don't know why, I just like that look, especially with like bulky wrap coats. I know it's very specific, but that's the look that I like with it. And this bag here, for some reason, I gravitate towards much more in the fall and the winter. I think, again, because it goes with the bulk of coats and scarves and layers. And then this one here doesn't have a particular season in my mind, but because it is made of lambskin, I am very mindful of the weather out there because I don't want it to get wet. So for both of these, actually, I would lose definitely over $1,000. This one too, at 65% buyback price, I would lose a little over $1,000, and then you have to add tax onto that. So it's not great. But for those of you who like to buy handbags for trends, seasonal items, because they're popular, they happen to go with a certain look for maybe a few months or a year, and then you kind of recycle through them. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different shopping approach. If you are that type of consumer, then it might be nice to know that there is this built-in program with Fashionphile where you can basically wear these bags as much and as often as you'd like, and then as long as they are in pretty much the same or decent condition, then Fashionphile will buy them back from you at a pretty known percentage. Like I said, 65%, 70%. Now, if you were to sell these to a more traditional or brick and mortar consignment shop, I think it would be roughly the same. I think you would lose about the same amount of money because they will charge a commission to hold the bags, it's inventory, and they have to flip them. So it's their business, and 30% is pretty standard in the consignment world. So I am not surprised that Fashionphile is kind of matching those price ranges. But if you have a presence on YouTube or Instagram or anywhere in the luxe community, maybe in Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, but I know that there are many Facebook community groups where people buy, sell, exchange, swap luxury handbags. You may be able to get a much better deal because you're essentially cutting out the middleman and going straight to the consumer. And so it's kind of win-win on both sides. You probably will profit more and the consumer will save money because buying from Fashionphile oftentimes is I don't want to say a rip-off, but a lot of times their pricing is very aggressive, especially if it is a popular, trendy item. Now, for both of these, I got really lucky. And I think for both of these, I was able to use a promo code and get additional money off, which is why it became such good deals. But I am really happy with these prices. I probably will never ever let them go, at least not for a very, very long time, because they're just classics in my mind. This one, like I said, doesn't matter that it's Celine or not. It just has such a classic silhouette. It goes with everything. And then, of course, I don't need to say much about the Chanel classic flap. And because it is a vintage and it has a silver hardware, there's a lot of vintage out there with the yellow gold hardware, but I tend to gravitate towards silver most of the time. So this was kind of not a rare find, but definitely I felt lucky when I found this bag in the condition that it was in, especially, and no structure loss, and for the price that I found it at. So just wanted to give you a quick video on an overview of the Fashionphile refresh program. That's what they're calling it. I think before it was simply called the buyback program, and I think they are being more proactive because it's the end of the year and they know that a lot of people, including myself, were doing a lot of shopping, holiday shopping, although now I have paused on myself and I'm shopping more for others and gifts and all of that, which is really, really fun. I think it's sometimes much more fun to shop for others than for yourself. Just my opinion. But I do think that Fashionphile is being very proactive in reaching out for those specific bags that they know they can sell at a profit. And so I find it interesting that they specifically reached out for these two bags and the percentages that they offered, because they can definitely flip them and make a lot of money this holiday season. So just something to keep in mind. And also, if you are shopping on the resale market, Fashionphile, Rebag, a lot of those places tend to have sales. Yes, so you might be able to score a really good deal. They might have like $100 off for every $1,000 you spend, or $200 off for the next 200, whatever the case. There's going to be some promo codes happening, so keep your eye out for those, because if you had an item that you've been eyeing and maybe you saved it in your account or in your shopping cart, you might be able to save a couple of $100. So that might be nice. So yeah, I think that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you found it to be interesting or helpful or informative in any way. And like I said, if you are new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe because we do have a lot of fun here. Thanks so much. Happy holidays, guys. Bye-bye.